I'd like to call to order the February 18th, 2019 meeting of the Bristol, Tennessee Board of Education. I will establish that we have a quorum. We have 100% attendance. First, we will have our Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led tonight by Tennessee High School students Dom Fields and Jace Ketron. If you will join me, please. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, gentlemen. First, we will address the consent items on the consent portion of our agenda tonight. First, I have the approval of the minutes of the January 21st, 2019 regular meeting. The financial reports which were reviewed at the work session that occurred week before last. The list of surplus and obsolete items which have been submitted by the various schools as we clean things out. Do I have a motion to adopt and approve the items on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Ms. Jenkins?
Chair Harrison?
Yes.
Mr. Butcher?
Yes.
Vice Chair Pyle?
Yes.
Mr. Linkus?
Yes.
Secretary Welch?
Yes.
Thank you. And now we move on to hearing of our delegates. And tonight we are pleased to have representatives from Tennessee High School with us. We will turn the program over to you.
Thank you. Well, I'll just go ahead and start out. I'm going to be talking about work-based learning at Tennessee High School and our partners that we have. I want to recognize Neil Phillips. He is our work-based learning coordinator and teacher of that class. And he's going to give you a flyer with all of our businesses and industries that are involved. Just to read those off, we've got Bristol, Tennessee Essential Services, Bristol, Tennessee Police Department, Burwell Construction, Cold Star International, Comfort Systems, Elliott Lawson and Minor, Fairmount Elementary, the help desk there, Friendship Ford, Haynesfield help desk. We have Holston Medical, Dr. Arwood, J.A. Street General Contractors, Malcolm Law, the Robinette Company, Center Law Firm, the Tennessee High Help Desk, Vance Middle School Help Desk, and Wallace Collision Center. So the last one is Wallace Collision Center, and I'm going to have Jace Ketron. He is working there now, and just to talk to you about his experience. So come on up, and I'll let you come up here.
Greetings, I'm Jace. Well, my experience over at Wallace Collision Repair, I have had so much experience. I've really learned so much more by all of the employees that have worked over there. I have decided to choose with auto body repair because I absolutely love our automotive industry and our art classes. So I was thinking about just combining the two and basically just see if I would like that profession a lot more. Well, since I have been working over there, they have, instead of just me foreshadowing somebody, they made me go hands-on very first time whenever I first started there. And they got me progress on more and more vehicles. Well, after not even 2 weeks of being in there, they told me how well of an excellent job that I have been working over there. And they have decided to go ahead and officially hire me.
Wow.
Yay.
Well done.
And you wanted to do automotive for a long time, right?
Yes, I have been wanting to do automotive since I was 7 years old. Mainly because I love disassembling things.
So Jace has taken, basically in work-based learning, you have to have taken at least 2 in that program of study classes at Tennessee High School. So he's had our automotive classes and several others too, really. And so we're proud of the fact that he is doing his dream job, really, what he wanted to do, and all because he can do that through our work-based learning. So awesome. All right, thanks, Jay.
Congratulations.
Well done.
That's great.
Looks like he can pick up a car by himself.
did his work-based learning at Bristol, Tennessee Essential Services with the electrical engineer there, and I'm going to run his PowerPoint. Go ahead, Don.
Yeah, so I'm Dominic Fields. I did my work-based learning at BTCS. So BTS, just like an overview, is they provide electrical services to a lot of the surrounding area. So my day-to-day experience is I would change my attire from school to go here. And then as I was walking, I would look for new things to do, like new projects, and I'd start my current project. I would generally end the day by scanning these documents. They were really old paper copies that needed to be converted to electronic documents. So I would scan it and then I'd record my time. One of the projects I did was these flyer reviews, which is just an intersection and then all the timings and phases that were done. There were a lot of intersections that didn't have these, so I would go on Excel and make these documents for them.
Very cool.
Another project I had was school flashers, and they needed to be programmed. Before I programmed them, I used a mapping system to find out where they were and circle them, so the people that would go out and actually replace the boxes knew where they were supposed to be at. And safety was a big part whenever we would go off-site. So we visited a substation once, and we had to use hard hats and watch for falling objects that could hurt you. And before I got to go to BTS, I had to complete the OSHA 10-hour course. And finally, what I learned is I learned what a professional work environment felt like, because I never really had that experience before this class. I learned basic programming and be more proficient with Excel, which is important in every major workplace you can have. And then I learned how to use their mapping system and PDF editor.
So again, Dom had 2 engineering classes at Tennessee High, and that led to this placement with BTCS. So I want to recognize just real quick, April Eads is sitting back here. She's really been an integral part of placing students with business and industry. She has really helped with finding businesses that were willing, and just tremendous help. So the program has grown from 7 students in the fall to, I think we have 18 or 20, is it 18? 18 now in the spring. They're doing registration now, and it is growing and growing. Kids are requesting that. So we're looking for other business and industry to host our students. So.
Dominic, well done, thank you.
Yeah. Members of the board, do y'all have any comments?
I do. Since we have a Tennessee High School delegation, I'd like to really point out some great things about 2 of our student athletes. Dylan and Don, would you guys come over here and stand to this memorabilia wall? That looks really good.
If you
Be a
could.
good place to, good pictures. It's been a pretty big weekend for these young men. Pretty big, I guess, is an understatement. Dominic, or Dom Fields, just participated again and is a 2-time state champion, Tennessee High School state champion, state Tennessee state champion. Last year, I know I challenged him, to be a 2-peat. Well, he did that. It was excellent. It was a 160-pound state wrestling champion, so that's just totally awesome. And Dylan Penley, 2019 Tennessee TSSAA state AAA 138 state wrestling champion, and Dylan also happens to have the winningest grappling record at the Tennessee High School. That's fabulous stuff to be a state participant. Of course, I should say Logan Ferguson finished 3rd in the state, and he lost a 1-point decision to the eventual state champion. So these guys just did awesome things. But you know what's just as big? They're great academic kids too. They're scholar athletes. Dom, tell me if I don't get this correctly, but you'll be continuing of course, you're getting a wrestling scholarship, and you'll be continuing your engineering pursuits at Southwest Virginia Community College. And from there, maybe you'll go on to Virginia Tech. It just depends on how things go with your wrestling and whatnot. That would be your goal, so that's great. And Dylan has received his appointment to the United States Naval Academy, so he will also be joining his brother, actually, there. I was joking with him earlier today. He'd been waiting on a medical clearance on his elbow, and I guess he had to win the state championship
To prove that it was good?
But again, you make our city proud. You make our board and our, so proud. So thank you for all you guys for what you do.
They get rings?
I should say that there will be a formal recognition at a later date where you pick up your gold and stuff.
Well, I want to say to Mrs. Penley, thank you, because this program, I think, is providing so many opportunities, and I think as the word gets out, you've seen it in just one semester, this is going to trickle down to brothers and sisters at Vance. This is then going to trickle down to brothers and sisters at the elementary schools who are going to come up, and they're going to be talking about this program. So I commend you for getting it started. I think this is wonderful. I think it's great for the district. So thank you. All right, moving on. Ms. Craddock, any comments from the public signed up? We don't believe so. No. Moving on. New business. We are required to create our local textbook committee, and the following individuals listed have been recommended by Dr. Lilly to serve as the parent representatives for the Social Studies, World Languages, and Career and Technical Education Textbook Committee members. Do I have a motion to approve these individuals?
So move.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Ms. Jenkins?
Mr. Linkus?
Yes.
Chair Harrison?
Yes.
Mr. Butcher?
Yes.
Vice Chair Pyle?
Yes.
Secretary Welch?
Yes.
Thank you. Dr. Lilly?
So, in addition to celebrating 2 state champions this week, we've got some other exciting things going on too. Tomorrow is the groundbreaking for the new middle school, and we will gather at Vance next to the gym at 10 o'clock in the morning and wear your coats. But come rain or shine, we've got a tent and a plan, so we hope to see you there. It's going to be good. We actually debriefed the system faculty this morning, and I think everyone was really excited about the plans, and that was cool to see. If you're available on Thursday morning, we're having our 9th annual Adaptive Aquatics Competition, and that's where we invite students from Northeast Tennessee and Southwest Virginia, and that'll kick off at 9:45. Feel free to stop by. That's always a treat to see those folks. That afternoon, we found out today that the brand new Commissioner of the Department of Education, Miss Dr. Penny Schwinn, is coming for a visit. And so she's coming to Anderson Elementary Thursday afternoon. And so we look forward to welcoming Commissioner Schwinn to visit with us. And finally, on Friday, we have our very next Be Present attendance competition. And we're very excited about that too. So we're anxious to see who is able to improve their attendance the most from the same day from last year. And so we hope that the students come out. It's definitely a lot of fun, and more importantly, it helps make a point that attendance is important for students to be here every day that they can be here. So thank you.
Thank you. Are there any comments from the board? Well, I just want to say I was remiss in not mentioning the support of the principal and administration for the CT program. So, Mrs. Kirk, thank you very much. And please thank all the principals and assistant principals, because they're involved too. So, all right, we are adjourned. Our next meeting will be March 25th, 2019 at 6 p.m. Thank you very much.